Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Brittany with the Seniors Blue Book, and today I have the opportunity to come into Affinity Home Care as well as Doctor's Transport. So we are going to see if we can track down the one, the only, the legend, Dean Ollinger. Let's take a little bit of a tour of the office here. I think this is where the magic happens, or some may say. Dean, you're working hard.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
Good to see you.
Hey, Kim.
Hello.
So welcome. Today you're on Senior Blue Book Live. How does that make you feel?
Oh, excited. Thrilled. Thrilled.
Awesome. I'm just going to close this door here. All right. So welcome this morning. We want to introduce, of course, this is Dean Ollinger, the owner of Affinity Home Care, as well as Doctor's Transport. Many of you have seen him or heard his jokes. And then we have Kim, of course, who represents Affinity, and I'm sure anything that Dean's involved with as well. She's an amazing woman in the industry. So let's talk a little bit about, amen. Let's talk a little bit about your backgrounds. Dean, how did you start Affinity?
Actually, I didn't start Affinity. We purchased the business about 3 years ago, almost 4 now, and but it was started by Jim and Rosanna Lyons about 15 years ago. And it was an ongoing business, and we just kind of picked it up where they left off, and they did a marvelous job.
Awesome. Kim, how did you become a part of the Affinity family?
I came on board about 2 years ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago. I lived closer to here, and I had some experience with home health, and Dean is just hilarious. And
But so serious on camera.
Yes, I can be serious.
He's very professional and serious.
Very professional.
As you saw him today, he was working hard when we came in. His legs propped up. Was that a cigar in your mouth?
Actually, no. Smoking is bad for you, and
That's right.
We're trying to go to a smokeless society here, and we're all about that, aren't we, Kim?
yes, we are.
Kim is no longer smoking. Now she's chewing. So one step at a time.
That's right. Can you tell us a little bit, the both of you chime in, just tell us about the services that Affinity offers for clients.
Actually, what we do is we provide caregivers, and caregiving is our passion. In all seriousness, Affinity is passionate about giving care, and we're living in probably the best place in the country. Mm-hmm. For what we do. We provide nurses, we provide CNAs and home health aides, and we also provide companions.
Okay. So if there's light housekeeping to be done, if there's, needing pet care, kind of A to Z, you guys do it all.
Yeah, basically we do anything from doctor escorts to live-ins to, we don't have like a certain criteria. We kind of just base it on the needs of the client.
Tell us a little bit more about the live-in component of what you do, because I think that's something unique about what you do.
So basically we have caregivers that do live-ins, and they can go, they have like 5 hours of uninterrupted where they can sleep and everything, but they do everything customized, where they'll do grocery shopping, bathing, whatever needs to be done.
Okay.
It's a good option for a lot of children that are out of town who need someone that wants to know around the clock care.
Yeah, absolutely.
They want to know that their mom or dad are being taken care of, and that they're secure and safe.
Absolutely, that's definitely what it comes down to. Tell us what makes you unique, Dean. Obviously, you make the company unique, but tell us what kind of separates Affinity from.
I don't know how much time you have, but when I start talking about myself, I generally need quite a bit of time.
That's okay. You can take your time.
Let's talk about something other than me. At Affinity, we're trying to build our business the right way. So we have excellent caregivers. That's the number one attribute.
And we have some caregivers that've been with us from the beginning of the business as well.
From before we were there. So, and so what we try and do is we try and treat our caregivers well, and to pay them more than most, and And also with our clients, we try and treat them very well and to charge them a little bit less. We're not trying to make a quarterly number.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing this for the long run. This is a business that is a family business, and we want it to be successful. And by successful, I mean not just making money.
Mm-hmm.
We want to do the very best we can at providing quality caregiving service for many, many years.
Absolutely. And what areas do you cover with Affinity?
We cover 2 counties. We cover Sarasota and Manatee counties.
So, the perspective you're looking at from Palmetto all the way down to Northport.
Okay. And you do a lot of transportation, not just from the home, but also like with communities are watching this at the moment. I know in the past I've personally used your services, Doctors Transport, but you can go into community such as independent living, assisted living, skilled nursing, maybe hospitals. Can you shed a little bit of light on the different environments that you cover?
Oh, it's everything, everything you can imagine. We go to the very nicest homes and residences where these homes are like in the millions of dollars, and then we go to all the hospitals in the area. We go to all the facilities, assisted living, and the ALF units, and even sometimes we get calls. In fact, Sunday we got a call and we said, if you could drive down to Newtown and pick a gentleman up at the gas station who was on an electric wheelchair whose battery had run out.
Oh my goodness.
So we said, well, we're gonna pick him up. He's at the gas station. Like where do we pick him up? And they said, well, he'll be right by the Coke machine. So so we picked this gentleman up by the Coke machine, and we had to literally pick his electric wheelchair up, put it in the van, secure it, and then we took him to his facility. So kind of both ends of the spectrum there. We one time we used to take one of these Wall Street guys. This guy was like a billionaire. A billionaire. And if I said his name, you would know it. And we were taking his father to dinner, and he would fly in from New York to meet his father, or the son would fly in from New York to have dinner with his dad. Anyway, so we would pick him up at a very nice facility, take him to a very nice restaurant, and then we would wait for his son, the billionaire, to fly in on his private jet, and then have the limo bring him over to the restaurant.
Oh my goodness.
and then they would have dinner, and then we would take him back. So pretty much both ends of the spectrum and everywhere in between.
That's amazing. Are there any other words of wisdom that you'd like to share with people? I just like to, want to leave people with a thought, or even, this is Dean, so maybe a joke, whatever you've got.
I appreciate you springing this on me now.
Yeah, I like to throw things at you,
I have a joke. I don't know if I should tell it or not, but I'll tell you what, I'll tell it, but it's not my joke. And if my wife is listening, this is definitely not my joke, dear. So, a man walks into his bedroom, and his wife is standing there, and she's totally nude. She's standing in front of the mirror, and she's crying. And he said, and they've been married for 45 years. And he said, dear, what's wrong? Why are you crying? She said, I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm just disgusted with what I'm looking at. She said, I'm overweight. She says, I have love handles. She said, I have wrinkles. She says, I really need you to tell me something that's going to cheer me up, something positive about me. And the man thought for a minute. He says, well, he said, your eyesight's darn near perfect. That was when the fight started.
Oh, typical Dean. That was amazing.
How do you make holy water?
I don't know how.
You boil the hell out of it.
And next segment, we'll be doing jokes with Dean and Kim. So thank you so much for being here today and sharing, what you do and the impact you're making on our seniors every day. We really appreciate all the TLC that you're giving them in their homes, as well as taking them to and from appointments with Doctor's Transport. So thank you so much again, and I hope everybody that's watching has a fantastic day.
Thank you, Brittany. You're the best.
Perfect.
Brittany's funny too.
Sometimes.